peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution is called to order. The conference shall now continue its general debate. Delegations are reminded that statements in the general debate should not exceed 5 minutes, so that all of the speakers on the list can take the floor today. The microphones will be cut off after 5 minutes. Speakers with longer statements are encouraged to submit the full length of their statement to e-statements@un.org for posting on the Journal of the United Nations. I'll now give the floor to the representative of New Zealand.
Chair, thank you so much to France and Saudi Arabia for your leadership on this issue. This is an important meeting. It reflects our grave concerns on the war in Gaza, deterioration in the West Bank, and the critical need to preserve the two-state solution. The impetus for today's conference lies in Hamas's horrific attacks of 7 October 23. While New Zealand continues to condemn these attacks, Israel's military response long ago ceased to be proportionate, reasonable, or moral. And Hamas continues to act with complete disregard for human life. New Zealand joins others in again calling for an urgent ceasefire. Hamas must release the remaining hostages. Israel must cease its military action. Humanitarian aid must be surged in immediately, without restriction, delivered by principled and experienced humanitarian actors. Chair, the only way out of the immediate Gaza crisis and the broader conflict is political. I would like to offer 5 short points on the way forward, guided by New Zealand's long-standing approach to the Middle East peace process. 1. There must be a comprehensive and sustainable two-state solution with secure and recognised borders for both Israel and Palestine. This means the international community must categorically oppose any attempt to annex the occupied Palestinian territories, and it must oppose forced displacement. We do not and we cannot accept the actions by Israel to render a Palestinian state unviable. 2. Direct negotiations between the parties are the only way to achieve a sustainable agreement. We must continue to be clear with all parties that military solutions will not bring peace to the region. Collectively, we need to deliberately build the conditions that will allow the key parties to genuinely engage. This means building the political and economic viability of any future Palestinian state and supporting active engagement from the region. 3. We must support Israel's right to exist in peace and security. Security guarantees for Israel are essential. These must include a reassertion of the Palestinian Authority's principles of non-violence and confirmation that Hamas has no future role in the governance of any Palestinian state. Regional commitments to engagement, integration, and normalization of relationships with Israel will be key to creating the conditions under which Israel will feel secure. 4. We must support the right of the Palestinian people to self-determination. We strongly support efforts to ensure representative, robust, and responsive Palestinian political leadership across the occupied Palestinian territories. These need to manifest in undertaking the elections committed to by the Palestinian Authority and binding commitments to renew political leadership and continue reform. We agree that it is also critical to advance concrete steps to build the economic capacity of a Palestinian state. We welcome the direct commitments from the region and others to support Palestine economically. We also reiterate our call to Israel to fulfill its obligations to ensure the unimpeded flow of Palestinian tax revenue. We cannot expect the governance institutions to function if they are being deliberately strangled. 5. International law must be respected. Israel must uphold its legal, humanitarian, and human rights obligations to the civilian population of the OPT, including as an occupying power. Israel's actions, including its withholding and politicization of humanitarian assistance, are unacceptable. Failure to do this not only undermines human rights, but also the long-term prospects for security and stability, and the international rules on which we all rely. Chair, as noted at the outset,
I thank the representative